All right, toy fans. So, we've got our last bag for our AliExpress train. Um, if I happen to get up and leave, it's because I have been like extraordinarily sick last few days, and so I'm recording this because I'm getting tired of sitting in one spot, but I'm also like not feeling my best, and it's definitely one of those where it's like it has not been very pleasant at all. As a matter of fact, it has not been very good. It has been absolutely disastrous. I'm on medication for it. I'm trying to get better, but yeah, if I had to stop, that's probably what's going on. I'm having a run off, and we're gonna have to try this yet again, right? But I figured, hey, if anything, let's smooth that there. Let's try to get some build done, okay? By the time you get this next week, I'll already be nice and well, on my way to recovery. But as of right now, you should pity me. Nah, I'm kidding. You don't have to pity me, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like it has not been. It's not been fun, man. Um, hmm. Speaking of which, I mean, I even I went to my school today to get to work. I was ready to get back in the game. And I showed up and I made it through about half the day, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was sick, man. So I was like, well, like I said, I took more meds, finally got to eat. I'll probably have some more soup later, just something, just in some water, just to kind of like settle my stomach. Hopefully keep myself from barfing more. That's been the issue. I barfed at school. That was not good. It's kind of embarrassing. Especially because I know it was like hallway bathroom. I know everybody probably heard it. I'm like, ugh. And then again, when I get home. So, at this point, I'm hoping that we can finish this build in one sitting. If not, I might have to stop it and figure out some way to stitch this thing together. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's get our book here. All right. So we've got. Let me get my brick separator for stickers and such. All right. So we're on bag 3 right here. Okay. So we're finishing up the actual train, and then we're making a little station as well. Okay. All right. So it looks like what we need to start off with is we need two, one, two 1x1s. That's 1x1 bricks, by the way. We do need a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 plate with clip. And then we've got our train piece over here. So we're going to go brick, plate with clip, brick, and then plate. Okay. And that's going to be going right here and then facing in. Okay. That's going on the side with the bed. Then we do need a 3x3. 3x3 stuck in there. Looks like a 1x3, a 1x1, and then the two corner pieces. 1, 2. So these are 1x1 quarter rounds. And then we have a 1x1 tile. And then let's see, that's that. We're looking for our 1x1. There are a lot of bricks in this last step. So I'm just kind of looking just to make sure. I know it's in here, but the search process is going to take a little bit more than our average look. It's like I don't want to reach down and grab a new tile because I know that it's going to be settled here in a minute. I've got some blue ones. There it is. There we go. All right. Drink some more of this. I got water and stuff to kind of. Water and electrolytes, huh? All right. So here we go. We're gonna stick this onto the bottom, and then we've got our one right here, and then around and around. Gonna take our brick here. Gonna line that up there so it looks nice. Now we do need a 2x2. We have this interesting 2x2 reverse tile. And then we have a 1x2 with a service bar on it, or Technic bar. Pin bar, however you want to say it, but it's got this. Boom. And then it looks like this is supposed to go to here on this end. That goes there. This goes here. And we're going to be tiling on top of it in order to hold everything together. So don't fret. We've got more coming, right? So we've got a 2x2. We do have a 1x2 lingot. And again, for those who don't know, the lingot is basically a 1x2 tile, but it's kind of like curved on the edges, and it usually has two line structures in it. And that's, yeah, let's see if I can pull up an example here. That is like a lingot, right? So it's kind of beveled on the edges, so it's not just your standard, it's beveled on the edges. And that, sometimes people make them in gold, and they make really good gold bars, because it looks the part. So oftentimes you'll see them in gold, and that's kind of what that's for. But they're a kind of a decorative sort of tile. Okay, so it looks like we're putting this here. We got the 1x2 or 1x3 modified tile. It's modified because it's not a tile anymore. It's got studs on it. That goes right there. But I say, you know, because you're like, well, that's basically a plate. Yeah, except that it's meant to be smooth, and then it has two studs on it that kind of, they fall where the anti-stud would be on the backside or in between. That's because that is modified. It's meant to offset everything. All right, so we have our bed made, and it looks like this is supposed to go right in here. So that's going to go right there, click into place, and that's supposed to fit right up there. Interesting. We got this bit right here. I figured we would have had something that would have plugged in there, but I guess they don't want that plugged in. Instead, if we need to flip it up, we can do that, flip it back down. I wonder if we're going to have enough room. Oftentimes, we don't really have all that extra room. Okay, so we need a 1x8. We need 2 windows, and this time we're getting 2 of our window panes here. We're kind of getting to the last little bit on our windows, so might make finding some of that a little bit easier. It's kind of interesting because it's all clear, so it's like, you know, I can see where some of that would be kind of hard to find, but. And then we need a 1x1x3, and when I say that, look, it's 1x1, so 1 stud wide, 1 stud deep, and then by 3, it's about 3 bricks high. That is supposed to go right here. And then we got 1 window, one window, and then this is going to go right across. Boom. Press that down, make sure it's all nice and settled. Yeah. Okay, we got two panels, so 1 and 2, and our panels are in black. Then we have two 1x1s. One. Oh, we got one more in here. Make sure, yeah, it is supposed to be two. Okay. We got another, we need one 1x1 plate. There's go, two. There you go. Okay, so it looks like this should be going one brick, one brick, one plate. And we're going to turn this around. This is going to be going right here. Kind of line everything up. I want it to look decent. So the thing with Lego, and something that you have to look at with, you know, people who really get into this, it's like model making. I mean, yeah, kids can, it's easier for kids, and it's just a newer way of model making. Because I remember growing up, building models and dealing with glue and sanding and all that. And here, the effort is a little bit easier, but I will say that it has not changed the aspect of like lining things up, wanting to get pieces and parts where they belong, following through instructions, figure out after you put it together how you want to change things up. Except in this case, what I like about Lego versus models is that I'm limited to a lot of things I can do, okay? But I'm also, my biggest thing is that after I'm done, I can change everything up however I want. Take a model apart, use its parts for something else, and I've done that quite often. I have like even my Japanese barbecue shop. One of the big things about it is that, yeah, the actual barbecue shop portion is kind of there, but it's been ripped apart and kind of remodeled over and over and over to create something new. And I dig that. That's one of my favorite things to do with this stuff in model making, is to kind of change it up. How can I make this the way I want it to look? I like the start. The start is nice, but I want to change some things so it fits fits the decor, it fits the needs of my little model city that I'm making a little bit better. I'm pulling this out because I'm going to need it here in a minute. And we got two corners. One should have one more of those corner pieces. So it's a 1x1 quarter round. Really good corner pieces for things. Okay. We do have stickers. I'm going to go ahead and start placing the stickers, because this is the one where everything is broken up into pieces. So let's go ahead. Let's kind of line everything up. There you go. There's one. So it looks like this will have these two inside. Get that. So one. Surprisingly, these little, and how you do it, the best way to do it is you've got these little, they're if I can get them out there, they are hollow, basically 1x1 studs. So you put them on a little stick like this, put it into your hole, pull it out, there you go. So now you've got studs on the back of something. So we're going to put this, goes onto the back of this. This is going to go up here. That's going to fit onto there, but then we still have our two corner pieces here. Now, what I'm going to do for these, I'm going to go ahead and press them on. can. One. And I'm going to press the other one too. It might be easier for me to line up the pieces that way. So let's grab one sticker here. We're going to put, let's see, that should go right over here. One. And we have our other one right here. And two. Now it's interesting that we have this, right? Now this is broken up into multiple pieces. So it fits over 3 different tiles, a 2x2, 1x1 corner, and a 1x1 corner. But then we still have the beds, and the beds fit over multiple tiles, but the sticker itself is not broken up. Again, I'm not going to use those. I think that there's another way to do it that I think would work better for me. I'm still very hesitant about it. There's a part of me that says I should. You know what? I'm going to play through the game correctly, so let's do this. We're going to pull these items off. I'll stick the beds on against my better judgment. And you got to understand this right here, this idea of what I'm doing right here, it kills me because I do not like having stickers over multiple blocks, but I also want to be fair in my review. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and mark all those edges. Okay. Because I do want to, like, show what it is truly that you're getting out of the box. So I need to put it together the right way, and then we can deal with the other stuff later. I'm going to go ahead and pull this bed out. We're going to go ahead and do the other sticker for the other part of the bed. Again, it's killing me, man. But I also want, again, I want to be fair in the review. I'll end up taking a hobby knife to these and cutting them. And quite honestly, I might keep them together and keep them as beds for something, just maybe not in the train. Though, AliExpress has sent me several dollar deal things, and they have like a whole bunch of chairs that are for sale. And I thought about it, I just haven't quite gotten to that part yet. It's like I'm there, but I'm not. Okay. So this is to go up here in this section. So we do have like a little vanity. So we got a bed, and a vanity. So again, nice. Kind of weird that we've got beds and 2 sliding doors on each side. But I didn't design it. I'm building it as is, but I didn't design it. Will it stay this way? I don't know. Probably not. It might for a while. I might keep it as is for a little bit. But I have a feeling down the road when I'm good and ready and I'm actually building the city, because I've got parts for the city, and that's what I've been collecting, and then I'm clearing out space to build a city. And I have a feeling that when I build it, this train's getting modified. Probably including with the motor and stuff, because there's a part of me that would like to do a remote control motor and have it to where I can make it go one way, stop it, make it go the other way. But I gotta look to see what's available. If not, I might even just take the motor out, get like some more of these rails like this, put them in there, and then just hand move it however I need. Because I'll have the tram as well, the heritage tram, and that will... I think I'm looking at a track that crosses, so I can add track for the heritage tram, then the train, and I'll have them where they actually cross tracks at one point. But not there yet. But if I come across it and it's a pretty decent price, I might go ahead and nab one. Just because those pieces, whenever they're available, sometimes you get them at a really good price. It's like, you know what? I go ahead and drop the investment now, have it. So that way, when it becomes very popular, usually after you're done, talking about it, or everyone is kind of jumped on the boat, and they're like, hey, yeah, oh no, I love Lego too. Like, how long you been building? Oh, I've been building for about a month now. Okay. Granted, this channel used to be mainly just toys. I like toys quite a bit. I'm an avid collector. I still collect. I've had to cut down a lot. I'm waiting on Toy Nacelle, and I have some people that have got some very strong opinions about Toy Nacelle. But I'm still waiting. I pre-ordered, what was it? General Spy Drax, the Dragon Flyer, the Spider Flyer. I'm waiting on those to come in. They're paid off. At this point, it's just kind of waiting on them. And so I'm kind of waiting for those to get here, and I can check them out, review them, talk about them. I'm more concerned that they are not following through with their plan and releasing it in a decent time. But I was able to find, of course, I got Dargon. I pre-ordered when I could Dargon, and then I got Darla. I pre-ordered them a long time ago, and I still have some old Sectars as well. I liked Sectars quite a bit. Growing up, I had was it Tranquilla? I had General Spy Drax and the Spider Flyer, and I had Dargon, Prince Dargon with the Dragon Flyer. And then I had I think it was Tranquilla. He was supposed to come with the Tarantula puppet, but I never had that. I just had Spy Drax, the figure that I got from a friend, and Dargon. And most of the time finding the others was it's a nightmare. Now, and all those pieces got donated. They are all off to other homes. Hopefully someone's taking really good care of my childhood toys, and they have them and they enjoy them. Mine got donated when I moved out to college, and when I came back, they were gone. So, that is my story on that one. But I will say, I did start collecting some pieces back, and I've got Night Flyer Dargon, and he's complete. His wing creature doesn't have the wings. I have to try to find a way to fix those. But he is complete otherwise. I have Zack and Biter, and they're complete. And then I have, was it Waspix? I think. It's not Waspix, it's the other guy. It's the stink guy. And his little stink bug. But he is missing, I think the sword is the only thing I have that's missing from that set. But I think he's got his pistol. And of course, the harnesses and everything, all the other figures are complete. And then, I put the new Dargon and Darla together with that group. And then I put, Walmart had the Night Flyer Dargon, which is essentially the same Dargon from the Toy Nacelle series, but just done in silver. And I think one of the things that really bothered me about that, and Toy Nacelle, if you're listening, I really want you to pay attention. One of the key things that made the Night Attack or Night Spy Dargon so spectacular was he had glow in the dark antenna. And I say that in this effort to let you know that the fans, if it's not picking up the way that you want, I'm going to get them, yes. But there's a point that if I'm feeling like you're not listening to what the fans are saying and you keep putting out mediocre stuff, we're going to stop. Especially if prices going up. Prices are going up and there's not a lot of space. I'm getting older, It's like I don't need this stuff. It's kind of nostalgia bait for me at this point. And then after that, it's like once the nostalgia burns off, it's like whatever, I can do without. But I'm just saying that in that if if we're putting out more characters and they had, let's say, a glow in the dark feature, but then you're not putting the glow in the dark feature on the figures, or you're not, like with the flyers, one of the big things that they had saddles. Can you put out a saddle set or something that, you know, that allows the figures to saddle up, you know, their extra weapons? Because right now I've got figures with lots of weapons, and there's nothing they can do with it. And I think that's an important key thing to keep in mind, because hey, guess what? We want our weapons and stuff to be settled. We want them to be able to put things away, and if they're just floating around and we got a stockpile of weapons and nowhere for them to go, or they're just sitting on a shelf, they kind of lose their value and interest. So that's just my pop off about it. That's all I gotta say. At that point, I'm gonna stop. All right, so it looks like I'm missing one. It's kind of a bum. So we're gonna pop this one on here. We're gonna pop this one on here. We've got this that goes right here. This one's going to go right here. No, you don't. This one's going to go right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye out. Won't be able to finish that part just yet. As I'm bleeding these down, I might come across it. If I come across it, I can put it on. But as of right now, I'm just not seeing it. And there's not like there's like a lot of pieces in here, but I'm not seeing it, and that's a concern, because then it's like, okay, it looks like I am actually missing a part. That's a bummer. Alright, so that corner is going to be unfinished. Let's go ahead and flip that over. 1 and 2. I could always look at my back stock to see if I have that color. I don't know if I have any modifieds in that color, but I'll look. I might have something. I might even have something up here, maybe. That's kind of close. If I need to, I've got something. It won't be a modified. It might just be a tile, which means we'll have a loose roof. We'll figure it out. Like I said, let's work down to the bottom, and then we'll reassess and see if that's really the case or not. Sometimes they're just kind of hidden. Sometimes they're in, you know, big, tall pieces of bricks, things like that. But like I say, you never know. And the fact is that this set didn't even have a box. It came in a giant bag. So if I was missing a part, I don't think there's a lot I can do. And it's like kind of like, well, you could always sit it in and replace it. Why? Because you know they're going to charge you for shipping, and that's going to cost you more in the long run to get it back, in hopes that this time your set has all the pieces and you're rebuilding it. It's like, just head down to the local minifig store and see if I have another. Sometimes it's the cost you have when dealing with Chinese products. You know, hate to say it that way, but that is the absolute case. Alright, I'm just checking some stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm actually, because I'm out, but I'm also wanting to keep up with everything that's going on, making sure my team has everything they need. Whew, it's starting to get cold again. This is not good, man. I'm hoping I can battle this and get back into school tomorrow. And this would not be fun. Like I said, by the time that you all get to see this, I should be fine. Without a problem, without a hitch, I'll be up and at it and running around and doing whatever. But as of right now, I am hurting in a not so great way. Okay, so this time we're changing up the build just a little bit. We're taking 1x3s. So before we had this kind of like texture piece where it goes down, this time it's just like one round piece. So look, We're going to take this, we're going to flip it that way. Okay? Oof. My nose is itching. This goes right in the center. And we've got, let's see, that'll go here. 1, 2, and then 1 and 2 right here. These do get stickers on them. We finally get to our 1x3 stickers. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place our stickers on these. 1, and then 1 more right here. There's a part of me that I'm excited about putting this together, playing, kind of figuring out the review, you know, like this is going to be, I think, a fun sort of build here. There we go. That goes like that. You can kind of see it. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to the other side. And it looks like we're repeating kind of the same things. We've got our half Travis bricks. We can find them. There's 1, 2, and we should have a 1x6, like a really long 1x6. Uh-oh. Is that another one I might be missing? Oh, there it is. Which, again, makes me think that maybe that blue one's in there. I just, I'm not seeing it because I'm, just not mentally there right now. But I'm on the hope that it's in there and I don't have to worry about it. So it goes like that, round out that area, and now we're going to this side and we're going to be doing the same exact thing as before. So 2 1x3s, a 2x2. No, that's we need an actual 2x2. We need these 2x2 slatted tiles. 2x2 right there. Okay, and then we got our stickers as well. So we're going to go ahead and pop that sticker off. Kind of interesting. I've got a whole Old West sets from Luma Bricks. I've got, tram and all sorts of things. And I am geeking out over a knockoff Lego train, essentially. I'm definitely reliving some really quality childhood memories here. Like I said, I always wanted a train, but never could afford one. They used to bum me. I'd ask every year, but A, there wasn't a lot of offers, and B, they were just so expensive. Even by the time I was up in high school, and I was getting like some things, I think Frozen Planet, they had the Pirates still. Wasn't getting any of the castle stuff. I had some of the Pirates. I had Frozen Planet, Space Police, and then that was pretty much it. That's all I could afford at the time. And then I had those sets, and then I had a couple of the Star Wars sets when they came out. I had one Harry Potter set when I was in college. I was able to get. When was it, college? I guess it would have been my first year at in college at my local college. I was able to get old school Harry Potter set. I mean, you talk about old school, like it was. It's old school. It had the here, we just put that in there. It had the whole what was it? It was like the bed, and then it had like a box or something, and it was like the turning key portrait thing with the fat lady, I guess you would say is what she's called. I can't remember what. I want to say she's the fat lady, but I also don't want people to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. But yeah, it's from the book, and it's supposed to be the Gryffindor common room thing, but it's like a few pieces here and there. It's really nothing. We had a few of those pieces left, and of course, like Harry and them, they're all in orange. Like Ron's in orange. It's before they started doing the skin tones, and I had that and a couple other like Star Wars pieces. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, that was about it. That was my experience of that, of Harry Potter growing up. And I've got a few sets after that, but nothing too crazy. Oh, looky there. So we got the train now. Alright. We're going to be building the station. I'm going to look one more time in here just to see. Oh, man. I think it's true. It's true. I'm missing one piece. Okay. Well, we'll work around it. I can move some things around. Make some room for it. We'll figure it out. Okay. So now we're going to take this. We're going to do our roof and get that settled. So we got one and two. I was about to say, it better be here. 1 and 2. We're going to set them out that way. 1 and 2. Just like that. And then we've got 4 1x6s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 2 of these gray cheese wedges. Final. Is that it? These are to be light ones. 1. Sure, it's in here somewhere. We need this plate. Boom. And 1 more cheese wedge over here. Boom. Okay, so this looks like that's going to go 1 here. 1 here. And this is going to go right in here. Kind of between them. We're going to be making a little line catcher. For those who don't know, trains like this, trams, certain like metro trains, stuff like that, monorails, they have usually some sort of way to get electricity in them. Oftentimes, if they can't get it in the rails, or it's not safe to get them in the rails and run it up that way, they will run it up through wires that go over the top of the train, and you have these lines that go up, and they will catch the line or the rails, and they'll put electricity in them. So that's what this is. This is a line catcher. So we're using a handlebar. Boom. It's going to go there. There's our line catcher. Pretty simple. Simple, simple, simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You actually, oftentimes, it's best not to make it complicated. So we are putting, I'm guessing a train's moving forward. Let's see. We're going to turn that around that way. Okay. Looks like that's supposed to go that way. All right. And then maybe that way, like that. Okay. We'll figure it out. We're not there yet. Now we're building the actual station. Okay. So we need a 1x5 and then a 1x3, or a 2x3. Sorry, 2x3 brick, 1x5 plate. We'll go right on the end. We need 1, 2 of these plates. It's telling me congrats on something, but I gotta tell you, I know that they're trying to get me to buy something. And I just got one of the sets paid back for the review. So I don't really want to add too much more to my plate right now. Because I do have not an extensive backlog, but I do have a backlog for those days when I need it. And you know, I'll get through, like, for me, eventually I'll get around to reviewing all of it in time. And let's sometimes I'm not in any particular rush. I had to pick what is it I want to show. What kinds of things am I putting my opinion on? What's this? What's that? Honestly, I need to talk about the Mandalorian sets that have come out. And there's a set in there I want. Let's see, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's 3 times 5, 15, and 2 sets. No, 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 times 4, that's 12, plus 2, that's 14. Boom, we need one of those. A 1x6 brick, and then a 1x1. Yeah, there's some stuff in the Mandalorian series of toys the Mandalorian series of Legos that I'm kind of eyeballing. That's like, hey, I wouldn't mind having X, Y, and Z, etc. But interestingly enough, the reality of it is not likely. I'll probably have to get it cheap aftermath after everyone else has had it, and kind of get it either used or get it on like a pirated version of it. Because one of the sets that I really want, and I was like, hey, that'd be a great set. I was looking and I was like, hey, $100 I could, yeah, but it's $150. And I just, for what we're getting, I just can't bring myself to do it. And it's sad because I want to honor Lego, but there's a point when my hobby has to take second seat to my family. And even though my hobby in a way is sometimes a bit of a hustle, I also know that when it comes to me providing and putting bread on the table on my end, both my wife and I will work hard at it, but I do count myself as that breadwinner, and I want to continue helping my family because that's my duty. That's what I've been called to do. And so for me, anytime that I can help and make sure that I'm not, taking essentially, food away from my family, I'm going to honor them and not do that. And so in that case, thinking about a $150 Lego set, well, might not happen. End of story. And I think that's, as an adult, as an adult man that's a husband, an adult man that's a dad, sometimes that's the way it's got to be. Does it make me sad? Yeah. Do I want to get what I want to get? Oh, totally. Do we always get what we want to get? No. That's reality. That is absolutely reality. And anyone that tells you any difference, man, they are fibbing to you on another level. Absolute another level. Yeah, there have been many sets that, I think Infinity Builder had a thing that was out that was like, hey, and he's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, same name, Infinity Builder. And he had a thing that was like, hey, if money was an object, you could have whatever set you wanted, what would you get? And people were like, $1,000, this set and this set and this set. And it's like, yeah, I like all that. It's like, but for me, like, I was thinking small. Like, I don't have the Guardians of the Galaxy Milano. I'd love to have the Milano. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It not only did it crack me up, but there was a lot of association with the character that I, kind of had a nice, like, I feel for you. I kind of side with you on certain things. I feel the dorky loneliness of certain aspects. Like, I could really identify with the character on some level. So I was all about it. I was like, yeah, dude. But I don't have $175, $180 for a Lego playset. I've been lucky in that I've been able to get certain sets from Luma Bricks, even BB Tiller Bricks or Barweer, but I've been able to get those as review samples and essentially get some aspect of pricing or money back, or they were gifts, or had extra um, expenditure, like birthday money for it. But again, I spent my birthday money on a on a set that was $100 because I had $100 in birthday money. That was not $170, and I think that's the thing where I'm like, Lego, I wanna back you. I want to be on your side, and I want to enjoy the all the things you could bring to the table. But when you price yourself out on a certain level, when things are 2,000, 3,000 pieces for $180, I can get the bamboo house, which is almost 3,000 pieces, is 119 tops, and oftentimes it's on sale. Like the bamboo house I got for free, I won that one, and hey, I'm thankful for it. But that's where it's like, hey, come on now, Lego, you kind of shooting yourself in the foot, and not in a good way. And I know that there are going to be Lego fans, always. Lego's the original. They're the absolute build. You want quality clutch, Lego. You want quality bricks, Lego. You want quality this and that, Lego. Does that mean that other companies aren't good? No, it doesn't absolutely mean that at all, because there's a lot of companies that are really competing with Lego, and I'm getting some of those. That's some of the ones I'm trying, and hopefully the stuff that I'm doing is helping people make decisions on whether they want to get it or not. Because there is some decent and quality stuff out there. Just got to know where to look. And I know, like me, low budget, um, Affinity Builder sometimes, JD. We're trying to find those gems in the rough, so that way people can afford their hobby. Because as of right now, with the economy and lots of things that are going on, man, there was a set that came out that I wanted to get, and I still might get it. I just have to kind of wait. And I might even wait to see if it comes down in price. But I got the Mandalorian Grogu speeder bike. Great. There's a Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane set. I think that needs something back there. That needs something back there. There's a Cobb Vanth speeder, and it's got Cad Bane in it, and I absolutely love the set. But I will go ahead and tell you that it is like $40, and it's not that many pieces, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I either have some extra money, I win it, or it goes on sale. And that means that if I don't review it immediately, I don't review it immediately. It doesn't have to be a day one sort of process. Those who have to have a day one process, and that's great. I reviewed a lot of the smaller sets kind of on a day one process, but I didn't have to get everything. I got the ones I could afford, and sometimes that's how we have to go about this sort of business. What can I afford? What do I need? What can I hold off and do without? That's a big question that a lot of people don't always want to answer that one. What can I do without right now? Do I have to have it? $10 taxi? I'm fine with that. A $20 car? Do I need it right now? Probably not. I can wait. And then wait, I did. And what happened with it? It went from 20, it dropped a little bit in price, and I was able to get it at about 18. It was actually 22 originally, and then it came down. So there are certain things that I pre-ordered on day one, some of which I pre-ordered because they had a pre-order special, and when the price went up, my pre-orders stayed the same. That's sometimes I like locking it in with Amazon for that reason. I actually have the classified Hydro Viper. Now that's one of my absolute childhood favorites. As a kid, that thing traveled with me. my childhood Hydro Viper, which is all that stuff is gone. My childhood stuff, except for like some Star Wars things, but everything else from my childhood, gone. Some Star Wars, that's about it. Um, Sadly, and what made me sad is I didn't have anything really to pass along to my kid except for a few things that were my childhood toys, and some of my the it was like some Star Wars figures. Now he inherited a lot of Star Wars figures from my best friend, his kind of set in uncle, and he inherited almost the entire roster of the figures from the classic Kenner Star Wars. And I mean classic Kenner Star Wars. He's got pretty much all of them. There's been a few that I put in from my collection that he also inherited. Some of my Ewoks. But other than that, a lot of the figures are his Uncle Jeff's. I still have a few of my classic Kenner Star Wars figures, and then my Jabba. Now, my Jabba the Hutt, my sister gave me. I would bequeath that to my son, but I did tell him. Oh, let me get that. I told him that he could definitely have it, but I said I want you a little bit older, because that is one of the sets that I got from my sister, and I treasured the set as a kid, and I still really enjoy the set now. I've actually taken really decent care of it over the years. It's one of those sets it's like I wanted to make sure it was like in pristine condition. So, with that being said, I held on to it, and I treated it nicely. Kept a lot of the parts. Some of the parts went missing, but I still had the bed. My little Kowakian lizard monkey. He finally disappeared, and that's when I got into college, and I still had this stuff, and I don't know where he went. He got lost somewhere. But I had the bed, the armrest, Jabba, and then ended up getting a it was like a set that had all the extra pieces. So like the hookah, the hose, the chains, all that. And I was able to clean it up, put it together. I had to do a reverse sort of like hydrogen peroxide bath to pull some of the sun damage out of it. Cleaned it up really, really well. So it's in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of paint loss here and there on Java, but all in all, it's in really good shape. And it's one of those that I've kept clean and as pristine as I could, because it was the one gift I remember my sister giving me as a kid that just made me smile, made me happy. So definitely I don't want to lose that. I thought I found the plate. I didn't. Okay, so I'll have to replace that at some point. And then a one by one. Kind of makes me sad that we can't find the little plate thing, but it is. All right, we have another sticker. This one. Where's our sticker here? 36. Just have one. Like a little entry thing here. It's going to go down this way. Okay. It's going to fit to there. And then it looks like we've got this pops right here with this right there. And that's going to go right here. And then we have one more sticker that is number 30. 30, 30, 30, right here. So it's like a little cue card pass thing. It's like, hey, scan your ticket here. Pretty cool. I like those little details. And the stickers on this are not bad. I'm going to tell you, they are pretty solid. Normally, I'm not too keen on stickers, but check that out. It's a little entry point thing. Works. It's going to fit to here. Now, I am a little concerned that it's not... Let's see if I can push that in there. We didn't get like some sort of weird... There you go. That'll have to work like that. And then we'll doo-doo. Close it back down. Okay. I mean, look at that. Detail-wise, we're kind of getting there. We got the platforms. We got, you know, recycling and trash and compost. Little ticket booth here, where you scan your things to get up there. Only thing is, it needs something back here. If this gets built into something, that is going to get fixed. And then I might even put, like, honestly, like if I do that, I might put plants under there. Little guy, a sleeping bag, sleeping underneath it. I mean, it's a city. It's a city. It happens. 1, 2, and then 1, let's see, 2, and then we got these plates with clips and bars. Okay. We're going to go ahead and clip them all together. So, boom. Boom. And then that's going to fit to there. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Kind of a dinky bench. This might not be staying a bench for too long, to be quite honest. Look, that is not really, that's not going to fit somebody. That's dinky. It's too small. But I do have other, because again, I have like the make it bricks. Usually I build it as is first. Then once it's reviewed, people can see what is it I'm getting. Okay, now I go and I rebuild it. As a matter of fact, I'm about to start rebuilding some of the hardware store, because there's certain things that I would like to change. Now, I will say the hardware store, I did out of the gate change certain things beforehand, but they were things that doesn't alter the appearance too much of the actual build. However, I did want to make sure that the plate of that thing was good and solid, and that was one of the biggest things that I changed. Was I wanted to make sure that the plate did not have any issues, because in that case I would have had to take in the entire build apart and rebuild it onto new plate. So I chose, instead of putting it on the plate that it came with, which is just a basic 32 stud plate, base plate, I chose to put it on a stackable, or what you call a hold on one second. It goes like that. Oh wait, it goes one more up. I chose to put it on a stackable base plate. So a base plate that's a little bit thicker, that has anti-studs on the bottom. So we're making a ticket booth. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, we're using this sort of piece that we've used on cars. This is a lot of the same way of how we put the ticket booth together on the tram. It's amazing. Actually, the how they're doing it, it looks so spectacular. Such a spectacular way to build this thing. Okay, so it looks like we're putting all this on one brick. So we've got this one that's going to be going right here on the edge. Boom. And then we got one more that's going on the front. That's $6.35. So it's almost got like the ticket money and then the keypad. That's going to go right here. And again, I'm liking that these are like clear vinyl stickers because we can stick them on there and we're not having to worry about, getting kind of ugly edges or, oh, the color doesn't line up correctly. Like none of that is an issue. It just, it is. It's already set in place, already looks nice. That's going to reverse that way. Check this out. Okay, so we've got the menu here for what train you're on, 12:15. We've got the keypad there, and then right underneath, you've got your bill intake for your tickets, putting in money, things like that, credit card. That's cool. Here's the thing. It's not as colorful as the tram one, but I really do like this effect here with that kind of. I love this look. I kind of do wish we had something out there that had like Metro Train on it or something on that level. There's nothing there, and that's okay. We don't need something in every spot, but yeah, that goes right up there. Now we've got a little ticket thing up here to print out your ticket. I guess you scan that to get on. Then you got the ticket thing. It feels like that should have been over here, and then, but I don't know. It feels like that should be like here. This should be down here, sort of thing. And maybe that's something I'll alter down the way, but not right now. Right now, I'm building it as is, and then we'll start changing things up later on down the road. Okay, we've got another sticker. This looks like a map, and that's going on this clear panel right here. Go on the outside. Very nice. Look at that. So we got a thing that says where the zoo is, some city stuff, lots of little things, and we'll put this over the top, almost like a little light source, but it's not a light source. I'll probably end up finding a way to light this up. Maybe not the train, but I will find a way to light like the station up at some point. All right, so we have it is a gray. Is that number 4 bar? Got this Technic brick with the cross piece in it and a plate with a clip. Oh my goodness. That's going to fit right into here. And then we've got the plate with clip that goes on top. This is going to go right across here. Okay. And then that should fit right into here. Am I correct? Push that bench up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that goes like this. And then we need 2 more of these, 2 of the 1x1x3s, a plate with clip, and a 1x1 round plate. And we're going to go out 1, and then the brick. 1. Ooh. That's not good. It's fighting a little bit with dominance here over what's going where. That goes here. And we've got this going here. Round plate going right here. Okay. Now, I guess that's just a facade. It's just sitting there. I'm kind of concerned about this. Depending, I might have to move that forward. We'll see. We'll see how the clutch power is here in a minute. If the clutch power seems to still have an issue, we got to fix it. Otherwise, we'll be fine. 1, 2. So we're making signs here, and then 1 and 2. Okay, I think I'm good. All right. Let's. For a moment, I was like, "Whoop, whoop, 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 whoop." we're gonna see. Things might be getting disaster here in a minute, but it worked out. Okay, I pulled the brown stem to kind of help us plug things together. So we've got this, and then these are gonna go in here. Oh, I don't even need the brown stem. All four of them, it looks like, are getting those. And so we've got signs that are about to go up. So let's grab this. Let's see what our signs are. So the green ones get number 8 and number 9. So let's see. 8. Let's exit. Ooh, that was ugly. That's still ugly. I could not get that one straight. That's okay. And then 9, which is ticket. So we got an 8 and a 9. Then we got a 6 and a 7. So 6, which is this one, is right here. And then 7 is this one. Okay, so to the city center and transfer to line 2, and then we've got the tickets and the other things. So we're going to go ahead, and it looks like that's going to fit to here. 8, which was our exit, goes up top. This is going to go on the back. Okay. So this one is going to go this way. So we got our exit. Oh, we got to turn it around. Exit should go. It seems kind of weird that they have it exit going out this way. Ticket down this way. I'm going to go with what they have, but I'm also thinking there might have to reverse some things. Or even do it to where, like, what I might do is pull this one, so the ticket and exit here. Or tickets here, exit would be out this way. I don't know, man, I don't know. So this looks like to transfer to line and city center. So the transfer or the to the city center is on this side, and then the transfer to line 2 is this way, which I guess fits up here. Yeah, chances are I'll be moving some signs around because that's just. I mean, I like it. Looks great, and it definitely looks the part. But do I think it makes sense? Not exactly. I mean, here's the thing: it's a Lego city, it's a block city. Like, come on, man, it ain't real, but it is a model, and in my opinion, in certain aspects of the model, I'm gonna want some things to look the part. And so if I'm going out of my way to build this a certain way that it looks the part, by golly, it better look the part. Because if it doesn't, you are out. Out. Get out of here. Actually, and just change it up. Change it up, make it how I want it. Okay, so that's going to fit right into there. This is going to go right on the, let's see, turn it. So go that way. This is going to go right onto here, kind of like that. Is that correct? That's going to turn around. This, by the way, it is not black. This is a, it is a very dark, almost like a gunmetal. So it's kind of metallic, but we're building a camera using a snot brick, a 1x1 plate with bar, 1x1 plate with clip, a cheese wedge, and a clear 1x1 round stud on the end to basically create a camera. That's some sharp stuff, man. Alright, so we're going to put this here on the end. I'm going to, if I can, I think I'm going to face mine in. I know it's facing the train, but I might even see if I can face it towards the actual tracks. I think that would be a smart idea. Keep my Lego people safe. As a city planner, that's essentially what you do as a Lego creator. If you're building a city, is you're a city planner. Hey, what things work, what things don't, how can we keep people safe? That should be the job of any city planner. Don't always happen. Okay, this is going to fit right into here. And it's tense enough that it holds. All right. Now we are going to pull these items. I do have an extra sticker over there. I'm wondering if I missed a plate or something, or I think everything's fine. I'm just kind of looking to see, did I miss something? Because there is one extra sticker, and I think we got to sign. But we're not done just yet. Okay, so we want that one, a 1x4, a 1x5, and one of these. It looks like this is going to be going right off in the end. Boom. 1x4 is going 1, 2, 3 studs in. This one's going right here on the end, like that. Am I correct? No, I'm not. Goes one over. We're going to have one stud out right there. Okay, now we need 2 of these 2x4 slanted tiles. We need 1 of the 1x2 clips. It's going to go one right here. This is going to go right here. This is going to fit right up on top. Kind of like that. We need a 1x4. A 1x4. It's a 2x4 slanted plate, and then a 2x3. So this should go that one here. This goes down here. That's going to fit right to there. So we're building a whole roof system, I believe. Okay. Then we need a 1x3. These are the curved step tiles. A 2x4 or it's a 1x4 with clips, and then a 1x2. Okay, so that is gonna fit right up to here. This is supposed to fit right onto here. That's going to fit right in here. And this, I believe, is supposed to clip right up onto here. Kind of hold that into place if I can get it to sit correctly. You know what? There we go. That should hold kind of like that. Interesting roof. Looks a little bit like a spaceship plane. Or a spaceship plane wing, I should say. Alright. Set that off to the side. Now we've got one more. This time we've got the 1x2 with a bar. And then another one of these slanted pieces. Looks like this is going here. This is going to be going right on the back end, right there. Right. 1, 2. This goes right on the back here. We got a 2x4. Another one of our little slanted pieces goes right here on the end. We got 1 and 2, an L plate. That goes, L plate goes here. 2x2 goes right there. And one. Another slope piece. Another one of these. And another 1x1. Okay. Much like the last time. Kind of the same principle here. Two. That's supposed to fit right in here on that. And that goes right on the end right there. Again, like two spaceship wings. But they're facing the same direction, which is what's kind of weird about this. Okay. This is fitting one into the other. 1, 2. So I guess it could like tilt a little bit as needed. Maybe turn it up just a little bit. Kind of an interesting idea. Like I kind of like the look of this thing. Okay. So let me orient things so I can tell what it is I'm doing. This is supposed to go right in here. Am I correct? This might be an annoying part of the build. Let's see. I'm having to take a minute here because there's some stuff that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's move this over 1. So I kind of built some of this part wrong. That goes here. This is supposed to go right here. Let's try that. Ah, that's why. Okay. Oh man, that's a weird fit. I understand what they're doing, but it doesn't feel very strong. I might find a way to reinforce some of this down the road. I guess I could turn this in, face it down for the railway here, and then I guess we'd bring that down to there, so it feels like it's holding the roof. It doesn't, it's like I want to slant it a little bit more, but there's not a lot of room for slanting. So the slant is very, very subtle. Very subtle, but it slants down. Kind of wish there was a way to like turn one side up a little bit more, but where it's held, we don't have that option. So we got one of these. We got, what is that, a sign? What is that, a number 3 post? One of these bars, and how many? Just one of the plates. We do have a sticker, 29. It says, welcome to our city. I like that. It's a nice welcoming sign. It's going to be on blue. Welcome to our city. And then this one has a, almost like a little sign for travel stuff. It says time. Let's see. Get that off the end there and let's take a look. It says time to travel. Okay. Get behind that. Time to travel. Always. That's going to fit onto there. This is going to fit onto here. This can go underneath. That's going to go up on top. We're going to plug it into that center stud there. Boom. Might bring that down just a little bit, kind of like that. It's an interesting sign. That's going to fit right onto here. Kind of turn it There we go. All right. So this is what we've got so far for our little station right here, a little platform. Not too bad. It's not a station, but it is a platform, and the platforms do work sometimes kind of as stations. So it's cute. It's interesting. A lot of these parts, I could probably pick something else up and create something very similar to put in another area. So I could have another station somewhere else, so I could run one into the other, et cetera, and kind of build it up that way. We have number fours. All right. I need to go backwards a little bit here. And I say I need to go backwards because I noticed I put the wrong one on here. So we need that. Number three. Number threes are kind of small, in my opinion. So everything's going to be kind of like crowded together here. You know what? We're going to have to do it this way. We're going to have to put this onto here. And then I'm going to have to put the actual plate of that upside down. There's not enough room for the number three stick, or you say rod, to hold to what we got. So we're having to push that up as much as possible. Pull that. Ah, my goodness. You are killing me, Smalls. I might have to find another number four, to be quite honest. It'll be kind of loose because it's going to be like all shoved in together, but there we go. Welcome to our city, time to travel. All right, redid the sign. That goes there. Now I've got two of the number fours that actually fit together and work together in this case. I was looking just to make sure that that wasn't like a number four and like brown, but it is not. I have a feeling the number four and brown that we have, that's going to be for the tree and building our little tree over there, which I will probably, after I'm done, building, reviewing, I'll take it and I'll actually build it into autumn colors. I'm kind of on the cusp because it's Texas. A lot of our autumn stuff doesn't stay autumn for too long, but probably what'll happen is quite a bit of it will be like green with some browns and oranges and some yellows, kind of on the cusp of. If I do a lighting kit on this, I might put a jack-o'-lantern up there just so we have the whole like Halloween holiday aspect thing in there. That's around the time of my birthday, so I really like I like the idea of it being in a Halloween sort of setting. I could always change it and make some Christmas stuff here and there when I'm ready. And I might have like just in the sake of, I'll probably have some Christmas stores or like some Christmas things up here and there. Like I'll have something up. People are like, really? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, have you not gone outside to see what happens during Halloween? There's already stuff up for Christmas, man. And that's the nature of it. That's how it runs. Okay, and we're building a street lamp. This street lamp probably will not stay as a street lamp for very long, but for right now it's going to stay as is. We got our light. It's an interesting way of putting a light together. It's not too bad. We'll kind of pop that into place. Boom, boom. There we go. I can't tilt it back. This is going to go like that. And yeah, that brown piece is for our tree. We need one of the 1x or 4x3? Yeah, 4x3 plant leaves. And then a 1x1 stud with the leaf on it. Says, hey, leave me alone, man. We're going to push that bar through there. And then it looks like we've got one of these that gets the leaf on the Okay, and then we got 1, 2 more leaves. And a plant stem with center stud and 3 spokes for leaves on it. How are we doing this? And then it looks like 1 of these. Boom. Okay. This is going in here. It's an interesting way of putting together a leaf set, to be quite honest. Let's go in here. That's going to go out this way. Oh, push that through. There we go. And then this is going onto one of these leaves out here. Huh. Very cool. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so we got 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. And they're basically 1 by 1 round flower studs or studs with texture and pinhole in it. This is the first time in a while I haven't been having stomach issues, like a whole bunch of them. I'm kind of waiting. I'm expecting something to fall out here in a minute. Oh yeah. We need 2 of those. All right. Then we're going to place 1 up here. And then another one goes right up here. Okay, now we do have some extra pieces here. I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I'm not going to do anything with those yet. We do have an extra plate over here. I'm wondering, I might have to do, what I might do for this, and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking. I'm going to put these up on here. I'm going to kind of move some things around. I'm going to move some things to make it feel a little more full without, you know, bothering too much. I'm going to put it like that. I'm going to put these cherries on one. It's got some little berries up in the tree. Alright, this thing is going to pin right up here. Okay, and we'll turn that, and then we're going to turn all this so it actually fits up here and looks the part. That can go over a little bit, kind of like that. Yeah, that'll be nice. If I have to, you know what? To keep that tree from moving, boom. I'm going to stud it right up there. Nice. Okay. I'll kind of move things as needed. There we go. Kind of like that. Alright. It's okay. It's a little bit of an anemic tree. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, and then it looks like everything else is actually just track, which this track is supposed to fit right up here to this. We'll go ahead and fit this on here. Boom, like that. Okay. Now we have our 1 piece here that's missing. We have 1 plate left. I'm going to plate that bad boy down right there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my engineering here. I'm going to move this over to the side. I'm going to plug this in right here. We're going to plug that on right here. So when I need to pull it, I can just pull it up that way. That way I'm not at a loss for parts. I'm not having to dig for more parts. I already have them. And, you know, I'd have them all already set. We had these pieces from earlier. I'm looking to see. I've got some extra doodads, pieces, parts, bobs, bips, things like that. Nothing that I think I really need to go out of my way to use. Though, I've got these. Looky here. This is the back portion, so I'm going to make it in yellow. So I'm going to pull this stud out just a little bit. And I'm going to put this one on the end here. Press it all the way in. That's the back of my train. It's in yellow. Up here on the front, around my front stud. And I'm going to put this one on here. It's kind of like a light. Boom. Boom. Just like that. I'll place that on there. We got that settled. And we'll deal with the other stuff later. Now, I am going to go ahead. Now, I'm not doing all the tracks just yet. But for what we got, we'll kind of look. I do have one of these that's 14. Did I not put a 14 down on something? Let's look in here. That would have been at the very beginning, maybe. Let's see, there's that one. What's in here? I've got a plate over there. I guess 14 would have been this plate that's got croissants on it, so it was either one or the other, maybe. It's kind of interesting. Okay. So I do have like one sticker left. I can use that for something else. That's not a problem, but we don't have anything else for it to go on, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'll go back and look and see if I can't find what part that is exactly. Okay, that's not one. There we go. Finally. All right, this will go right here. This is the actual train, so we want it to go in the front. It's going to drive us off this way. And then the back of the train is going to go back over here. Okay, and then let's kind of turn that where that fits. Oof. All right. And yeah, let's do this. Let's take this down just a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So that is our train. And of course it's got, you know, it's motorized over here. We've got our little captain over here. We do have a station in the back. None of them have the little prints or whatever. I might see if I have another one of these that can maybe stick off or put something to hold those into place. Because I can imagine, boom, and that rolls off, sort of thing. Kind of weird that this doesn't have a turn portion on it, but you know, that's it is, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back to kind of up here. I'm looking for the sticker portions just to see if there's any sticker change of variance. Got 21 there. Doesn't like any stickers through here. These should have had stickers. Little controls should have had some stickers. I might look and see if I have like some little decals that can go on there. That'd be kind of cool if we do. Aha! 13 and 14. So, let's go back to our center here. Pull that. Nope. Was it this one? No, it's our back cab. So, it goes to this one right here. And I've got a lady in there. She's eating her lunch. She's having a good old time. We're going to pull this table out. It goes right there. So, it is the part for the coffee. One of those things I just missed, man. Just missed it. But look, it goes right in here. Got some swirls for the coffee. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And then that will go right in here. Let's see if I can get... Might have to do it this way. Oy vey. No. We'll try that again. Alright, so this is supposed to fit. We'll kind of do it like this. There we go. Settled, right? And then that can go right up here, hook onto there. And then that will go right here. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm done with that. I like what we have. overall, I think it's a really good looking set. I can imagine this is going to become a problem in a minute. So that probably needs to lift up or back or do something else. We'll be replacing it. That's not a street lamp I'm going to keep as is. And I'm actually looking at some arcing lamps to put along the track for the train in the city and light them, but we're totally not there yet. We do have bits and bobs and pieces and stuff left over. I already have this minifigure right here. I have her wrapped up on another build right now. I'll need to bring her around, put somebody on the terminal there. But we got some pretty cool characters, man. Not too bad, not too shabby. We got our pilot. We got a little man in there. We got the businesswoman. We got the lady walking around with the kind of the jogger thing on. That so it was like my girlfriend. Hair's different. That's probably right, but that's our train. And I mean it does run. Let's see. Oh, that's on the other side, right? Oh my goodness. Ah. Yeah, and it's just here's my thing. I like it, but man, I do not like the idea of it not like I don't like the idea of not being able to control it. So for me, there's a part of me that's like, do I really want a motor on it? I like the motor, but I don't have a controller for it. So I might actually look to see if I can find more of these wheels here and replace it and just move it by hand where I want. But that'll be something I do down the road. Move it by hand. Most electronics I think I'm going to have really is going to be just the just lighting kits and lighting stuff for the city. But other than that, I might be replacing those wheels. And I think the reason why is because I love the idea of the train, but if it's not going to be going on just one solid thing, I'm going to probably have the track snaking through things, crossing where the tram goes. So it's going to have to be able to stop, move the tram back across, that sort of thing. So in that way, I might have to say, all right, I got to hold off and switch some things around. So yeah. Hey, but guess what? That's bag 3. We're done with our bags. Believe it or not, that is kind of cool, kind of wild, kind of crazy. We got all of our bags done. We got 1, 2, 3 sets of doors. I'm looking to see if I could like maybe tile handles or something. I don't know. They seem a little blank to me, and honestly, there's a part of me that thinks they should all be like just seats. But let's review it first. Always review it, take care of business on that level, and then we'll kind of come back and look at it and see, hey, what can we fix? What can we change? There's some difference in here that's it's kind of weird. It doesn't sit quite the way I thought. There we go. It wasn't hooked all the way down the way I wanted it. But yeah, we'll be changing some things. We'll be fixing some things up, and I'll even on the station I'll end up changing like the bench as well. So there's some things that we're definitely going to be changing. But it looks nice. I dig it. All right. Hey, listen. My tummy's calling. It's time for me to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna make it quick. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Comment down below what's your favorite part of this train build. I like chatting with you all. Like this video. It helps YouTube know that you're liking what I'm making. Probably by the time this comes out, I'll be feeling a lot better. Not right now, okay? Hey, thank you all for showing up and watching this. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Good luck with the build, and happy brick hunting. Later.